We'll open for questions. Jock is.
Reed, welcome. As you probably have heard, Rafael said the Rockets viewed you as the top prospect, the best prospect in the draft. If you agree with him, why would you feel that way? Assuming you do agree.
I think just coming out every game, doing whatever it takes to win, being the guy that it doesn't matter what coach needs, what the team needs, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. Come in every day and practice with a positive mindset on the whole season, just coming in and working really hard and just being the guy on the team that will do whatever it takes to win.
Adam.
Ime, how involved were you in this process this year compared to last year, and what stood out to you about Reed?
I would say equally, same as last year. Obviously, when you have a pick this high, we moved up to a third, and last year we had 4th and 20, so we're very heavily involved and got a chance to not only watch film but meet and do a little bit of hanging out and getting to know the guys, and so very similar to last year. And so, yeah, I think just in general, all the things that stood out, Rafael in the front office obviously digs into it a little deeper throughout the season. But once we get that pick and we can kind of target it on a few players, a lot of things that Reed does obviously stood out. The shooting ability, the IQ, has a great background lineage with his parents, and if you know about their story, he's raised well and raised in a basketball family and huge community in Kentucky, and so all those things stood out. And then you get to know the person, and it was a perfect match, and so we hoped it fell our way, and we're excited when it did.
Haley.
This is for Ime and Phil. You guys talked about the need to add outside shooting after last season. Now with Reed in place, how much of that equation is solved, and how much more do you still need from internal improvement from the other guys in the roster? Thanks.
Yeah, I would say that was one of our main objectives in the offseason, was to improve in that area. And so people that we did target with the draft, free agency, and anything in between is going to be heavily involved with shooting. That's obviously one of his strengths that's carried over throughout his whole career. And when we had him in person, you saw that immediately. And so he'll address that immediately. But as I've always said, the improvement within our group, guys that are in the gym months ago already working, and so we need to take a step in that area. And I think everybody understands that and understands how it can elevate our group.
Cody.
Hey, Reed, welcome to Houston. Just wondering, what was it for you growing up in a basketball household and having your parents actually lay that basketball foundation that's gotten you here today?
Yeah, it was huge. For me and my family were really close, and mom and dad, they never made me play basketball. I was always around the game, going to gyms, going to practices, whatever it was, I was always around basketball. They never had anything in the house, like jerseys or anything. So it wasn't like, we play basketball, you have to play basketball. They were just worried about being mom and dad. But as I got older, knowing they played, it was really cool for me being able to see that and watch some tape of them playing and just being able to know they were my parents and they were that good. And so it was really cool being able to go up around them and listen and learn from them, and then having them with me at games this year at Kentucky in the stands. They didn't miss a game, so that was really cool, just being able to be around them as mom and dad, and they've been huge for me in this whole process, so I'm very thankful for them.
Harvey, your shooting numbers at Kentucky were pretty elite, but what would you say are the aspects of your game that are strongest outside of your ability from beyond the arc?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, just kind of doing whatever it takes to win, making the right basketball play. If someone else is open in the corner, making the one more to the corner. If that's coming in and trying to get a stop, come in and try and get a stop. Whatever it is, just take basketball super, super seriously. And every time you step on the court, play as hard as you can and be that teammate that no matter what the coach or the team needs, you'll do that for the team to get the win.
Jeff.
Hey, Reed, welcome to Eason. When you look back on your career potentially 10, 15, 20 years down the line from now, what would a successful career look like in your eyes?
Yeah, obviously win a championship. I think that's the main goal. As a basketball player, you want to win at the highest level and you want to be the champion. But at the end of the day, being a guy that everyone looks at and knows he played really hard, he played with a lot of positivity, he was a good teammate, he was a good person off the court. I don't want to just be known as a basketball player. I think it's very important to get out in the community and interact with the fans and have good relationships with your teammates and the coaches in the front office and everyone in Houston. Just being that good team and community guy that, looking back 20 years, then he just played basketball. He was a winner, he was a competitor, but also he was a good person.
Tim.
Hi, Eason. Welcome to Houston. Kind of following up on what Cody asked you about growing up in a household of basketball. One of the things people say about you is you have a high basketball IQ. How much does that contribute to it, and what kind of things did you really learn from your parents, although they didn't force it on you?
Yeah, I learned so much from my parents, more mom than dad, but that's all. No, they were both really big on the whole basketball journey, and the biggest thing that they taught was just work hard, compete, don't let anyone outwork you. It doesn't matter if something hurts you get out and you fight through it. You can't be soft. That was one of mom and dad's biggest words growing up, is you can't be soft. So just having the mindset of every time you go on the court, you got to play as hard as you can. And with the IQ stuff, I think that's just kind of a lot of that is from mom. So I thank her for that. But I'm very thankful for the both of them. And throughout the whole journey, they've had my back through it all. So I can't thank them enough.
Side.
Right here, Reed. Welcome to Houston. The Rockets had a huge turnaround last year, and I don't know how much of it you got a chance to watch, but the last 3 draft classes has contributed a lot to that turnaround. What do you see yourself fitting in and competing with a lot of that talent that they have here already?
Yeah, first off, I'm super excited to be in the position that I'm in and coming into a young team that did have a really good season last year. They have a lot of really good young guys, and I'm just coming in and I'm excited. I'm not expecting anything, so I want to come in and help the team in whatever way I can. I don't want to come in and make things harder for anyone. I want to come in and play my role and do whatever it takes to help the team, whether that's shooting, whether that's getting in the paint and kicking it out, just getting some movement, whatever it is, just being that guy that'll do whatever it takes to win and whatever the team needs. So I'm really excited. I think it'll be a really fun group to play with, so I can't wait to get started.
John.
Being from Kentucky and playing at Kentucky, I don't know if you call it a spotlight or a microscope, whatever it is you've been under, how has that prepared you, which it has, for being a rookie and making this transition?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Like you said, being from Kentucky, it was always a dream of mine to play at the University of Kentucky. And being able to do that for Coach Cal, who I think is one of the best coaches in the world, and being able to do that with such great teammates. And at Kentucky, you get better every day. You got to go against the best players in the world in practice. You have target on your back every game. So I definitely think it has helped me for being a rookie. But at the end of the day, you just got to go and you gotta go play. You got to play hard. You don't change anything just because you're a rookie now. You go out and you play the right way. You do whatever it takes to win.
Lashard.
Reed, welcome to Houston. Chris, you were one of the best shooters in the nation last season. But another thing that kind of stood out was your ability to play off ball. And I'd say because of the basket and get easy punch that way. Now you're playing with a guy like Alperen Sengun, who's one of the best post passers in the league. How do you think your game is going to mesh with his once you get on the court?
Yeah, I think it can be really special. It'll take time. It probably won't click right away. It'd be really good if it did, but you gotta figure out how to play with each other and then just get the feel for everything. It's new, but I'm really excited to play with him and with everyone else on the team. Everyone is really good, and I'm super excited to get here and learn and just be a part of the Houston Rockets.
Chip.
Hey, Reed, welcome to Houston. Obviously, we talked a lot about your shooting ability, but what about on the defensive end of the floor? How much pride do you enjoy competing on that end? And for you, Ime, what stands out when you watch him on the defensive side of the floor?
Yeah, I think on the defensive side, a lot of it is just fighting. It's really hard to just really stay in front of someone the whole possession. So that no matter what happens, always fight. If they get by you, don't give up on the play. You can trail and try to get a back tip or a block or something, or somehow interfere what he is trying to do. Don't just give up. Always stay in the play. Never give up. And then really just knowing what the team needs defensively. If you're supposed to be in the gap, be in the gap. If you're not, then you're not. So being a good team defender, I think, is really important.
Yeah, for me, I think to piggyback on what Reed said, he has the effort, toughness, competitiveness, and it kind of starts with that on the defensive end to have that mentality and mindset. And then, like you said, one-on-one defense is one of the toughest things to do in the league, and he'll improve in that area just like guys did last year. But what we looked at and we saw a lot on film was his deflections, his steals, his team defense, always being in the right spot, and that takes IQ. That takes, not just knowing what you're doing, knowing what the whole team is doing. And so a lot of similarities with Fred. Gets a lot of hands on the balls and steals and deflections and those things, and his anticipation is great there. We had him in the gym playing a little bit with our guys and did the same thing there, and so took the challenge of some bigger guys as well. And so he'll fit into what we do well and only get better as time goes on.
Jason Bristow, KHOU. Just wondering, after leaving school early, why do you feel that you are ready for this next level?
Yeah, I think a lot of that is from Kentucky. You go there and you get to play for a coach that has put many guys in the NBA. You get to go against players that are NBA talent, and every day of practice, that's who you go against. So you get better. Everything at Kentucky it gets you prepared for the next level. And after the season, I talked with my parents, and we looked at some stuff. We were talking to some people, and we just thought it was the best decision for me. And it was hard. It was hard, being from Kentucky. But at the end of the day, playing in the NBA was also a dream of mine, just like playing at Kentucky was. So I couldn't pass up the opportunities.
For Ime, last year you talked about minutes not being allocated to anyone on the roster entering the season. Do you foresee a similar situation this year, and do you think that's a healthy dynamic for your team early in the year?
Yeah, it's going to be very similar. You'll earn what you get, and I think you saw that last year for the most part. But we understand we're in a winning situation, but also developing young guys, and they'll get a chance to get out there and play. And so, I can counter something Reed said earlier. I do want him to make it tougher on others. I want him to make it tougher on myself and the coaching staff to make decisions. And so, you're going to come and play and get the playing time that you earned, basically. And I think you saw it last year. We, implemented some good veterans, but the young guys, the core of this team, is really what's going to elevate us and push us going forward. And so Reed is in the same situation as the previous 6 draft picks, and come and compete, and guys will get what they earn. But you've seen it, starting isn't as important. It's who finishes the games, who's playing well, and that's what I kind of stand on.
Reed, you had the pressure of following in the footsteps of your father when you went to Kentucky. You had the pressure of making it to the NBA. But when you take a look back, do you feel like there's also pressure on you? Because there's a lot of great guards that have come out of the University of Kentucky. And what was those pickup games like?
No, it was a lot of fun. My time at Kentucky was unbelievable. Playing pickup against all the players was a lot of fun, and we had some battles. But I think that prepares you so much for the season, and you just get better every day of practice, like I've said. As far as the pressure, I think it's just as basketball. I love the game of basketball. I love competing. I love playing. I love getting close with my teammates and on and off the court. So I think the pressure part is, it's there, but it's there a lot more if you're worried about it, if you look at what people are saying. So I think just going out, playing the game you love, having fun, waking up every day with steep, steady gratitude, just being thankful for where you are and the position that you're in, and just going out every day and competing with everything you got.
Kels.
This is for Ime. During this pre-draft process, what were the conversations like between you and the other assistant coaches and staff trying to talk about how it could be optimized within the system and how you guys can improve the overall efficiency of Houston?
Yeah, I think we all discuss ways to use certain guys and the things we were targeting. And obviously myself and Rafael in the front office have a lot of conversations with the coaching staff, spent quite a bit of time with them as well. And everybody sees the film. We got to see them in person, some in California, some here. And everybody sees the shooting ability, the IQ, the competitiveness. And so just ways to implement him into what we want to do. It's not saying we didn't have a sniper on our team last year, but guys improved in that area, and it's obviously added bonus to us. And when you can draw up a lot of different things to use a guy with his skill set, and so the range, the focus that he brings on the court due to his shooting ability will open up a lot of things. And like you said, it'll take a little time to get used to the NBA game, but the range, the IQ, and that stuff translates well. It has high school to college, college to now, and we don't anticipate it taking a ton of time. But what he does so well, it opens up the playbook and will put pressure on other guys to improve in that area as well.
Jen.
Ime, on draft night we talked to Rafael, and someone asked him about would G League be an option like you've done with players previously? He said it's totally up to you and what you do. Is that part of the plan? Is it a wait and see for Reed in terms of G League? Rafael said he loves the G League in terms of how it helps to develop young players.
Yeah, I don't think I go in with any predetermined plan as far as going to the G League or not. Obviously last year was beneficial for guys. Cam wasn't playing as much early, and he worked through some things there and came back better. Amen had the injury, so we got him 2 or 3 games down there coming off the injury, but it's nothing determined going into it. I think it's an added benefit that we can use if need be, but in the perfect world, we love for Reed to jump into the rotation, be a big part of it, and never have to see the G League. If it's something you need to do, then for years I've seen a ton of success stories coming out of the G League, playing guys that have not played as much, really getting some repetition down there, and so no predetermined plan, and we'll wait and see what happens as far as that, but we'd love to not even have to do it at all. I'm sure he would too.
Jackson.
Hey, Reed. We already talked about your playmaking a little bit, and there's a bunch of insane athletes on this team: Jalen Green, Ime Thompson, Cam Whitmore. I'm sure they'll be on the receiving end of a number of lob passes and whatnot from Reed. But at the combine, you also recorded a pretty impressive vertical. How many games until we see you potentially on the receiving end of a lob pass?
It'll probably take a couple games. No, but I'm excited. Like you said, there's a lot of athletes on the team, so I think I would rather throw them the lob and let them put their head at the rim and go dunk it, because I'd probably end up shooting like a little layup or something. So it'll probably look a little better if they did it. But no, it's gonna be super fun playing with those guys and playing with the rest of the team. And I'm really thankful, and I'm super excited to be here.
Adam.
I think we'll see one on the 12th. Have Coach Garrett Jackson draw some up for him. No.
Ray, you kind of laughed when Reed said that right here. You kind of laughed when Reed said that the message that he got from his parents was you can't be soft. I'm wondering, did you see that feistiness from him either on tape or when you worked him out?
Yeah, you saw it on film, obviously, and like I said, Rafael in the front office dig back deeper than I do, going into AAU ball and all the things, high school and all that, so we've all seen that. But one thing that really stood out to myself and the staff was when he came in, he didn't just want to work out, he wanted to compete and go against some other guys, and so that stood out for somebody in this position that's going to go as high as he was, that you just come in and usually guys just work out. 1-0, he wanted to compete, so that stood out. But we had a dinner last night where we got to meet the family, and Stacy said it a few times, you can't be soft, and so that's why I chuckled, because I know he's heard it his whole life. I heard it about 5 times last night, and so something that I know I don't have to say to him, and if I think he's being soft, I just got to call Mom.
Any other question? Cody?
Hey, Reed, just really quick, have you had an opportunity to meet Fred, and what are some of the lessons that you are hoping to learn from him?
Yeah, I haven't met him yet, but I'm excited. I'm coming in with a kind of open mindset, not expecting anything, just wanting to learn. I've never played in the NBA, and he obviously has. He's had a great career. So I think learning everything from him, anything he'll say, asking questions, just watching how he goes about his life on and off the court, in practice, how he interacts with all the guys, how he just everything he does, just watching and trying to learn as much as I can from him, but not even just him, from everyone, whether that's the coaches, the players, it doesn't matter, just coming in and with an open mindset, wanting to learn and be the best player, the best person that I can be. But yeah, Fred's an unbelievable player, and he's had a lot of success in the league. So being able to have him and being able to learn from him is really exciting for me.
Brian.
coming from a small town in Kentucky, what do you say to that young man or young lady that's back home shooting, trying to get to the point to where you are right now?
I think just keep going. Keep working, keep having fun. For me, that's a big word. Just have fun. Coach Cal, he told me that going into my senior year of high school. He said just have fun. So for me, just going out, it was basketball. Dad called me the other day. It was like, you're going to the gym to work. I'm sitting in the office. So just enjoy, go out every day and have as much fun as you can. Enjoy playing with your friends. Enjoy the work. Just keep going to the gym and keep getting better. And we never know what will happen. It may not happen fast. It may take some time, but just keep going and keep working and just have a ball with it.
Thank you, Jock. We're going to do a quick photo opportunity.